I don't disagree with you.
What's the charge?
Oh, I saw it with my own eyes. I mean, who do I believe? You or my lying eyes? All right.
The only reason why I came out because there was something going on in the office and I stepped over here.
On the ground. On the ground. That's him. Hands behind your back.
I mean, we have no issue in asking them if they don't have a registration for the conference to please leave the conference room.
These were multiple times when corrupt cops realized they have been arrested innocent persons. Starting with a case of cops who arrest man for relaxing in his own car. On July 18, 2024, in Pryor Creek, Oklahoma, Officer Kenny Bennett responded to a call about a man, Andrew Martin, who was reportedly sleeping in his vehicle in a private apartment complex parking lot. Officer Jessica Flood later joined the scene. The incident, captured on Bennett's body camera, began with concern over Martin's state. He was drooling and unresponsive at first, but quickly escalated when the officers began pressing him with questions. Martin, who explained he had simply pulled over to rest after a long drive, was accused of partially obstructing the roadway and loitering on private property. Oklahoma law, under Title 47, Section 11-1101, and Pryor Creek City Ordinance Section 6-7-17 both prohibit parking on the traveled part of a highway or street, but Martin was neither on a main road nor obstructing traffic. The accusation of loitering was equally baseless, as Oklahoma has no statute prohibiting loitering in one's own vehicle on private property.
Where are you coming from?
Other side of Oregon.
Okay, what are you doing here? What are you doing in Pryor? What brings you here? Where are you headed? North? Okay. You know anybody in Pryor, or you just happen to? Well, I mean, you're kind of pulled off here in this parking lot a little bit weird. You're a little bit in the roadway. So somebody called in on you. Is there a crime?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, standing in the roadway.
Standing in the roadway?
That's what the technical term is for it. Or you can answer. Or medical. He's awake now, talking to him. So I get here, and I mean, you're drooling all over yourself. I started medical. I knocked on your window a couple times. Look at your shirt. Whenever I got here, you were actively drooling on yourself. And I knocked on the window, I got no response. So I knocked again.
What's the time of it?
You're partially obstructing the roadway. You're pulled off here on private property. You have no business being here, so that's loitering.
Isn't this someone called you?
Somebody called me. I don't know who called me. Dispatch is the one that called me. Somebody called dispatch. It's private property, and you have no business here. Well, I've asked you, and you haven't told me, so... Well, I'm investigating a possible crime. So if you're intoxicated, passed out behind the wheel, if you've taken something...
You're investigating if I'm
It's a really weird question.
It's a weird question, not when I'm being ticketed for working.
You haven't been ticketed for anything. I've tried to ask you a matter of simple questions so I can conduct my investigation, and all you want to do is be difficult.
I don't want to be difficult.
I mean...
You're being difficult. I was minding my own business, and you're bothering me. I don't know how that's me being difficult.
We wouldn't have showed up here if we didn't have a call here, so on you.
Well, that's first of all, that's not true.
100%
And I
it
can,
is.
so I can call on you, and that doesn't mean that someone's going to come and investigate you.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
That's exactly how this works.
Well, I'd like him investigated because he
Okay.
told me that.
You're good. Whatever you need to do. I'll
I'll be right back. All right, Mr. Martin. So, the condition that you were in when I got here, like I said, you were pulled off the road here asleep. Looks like, do you live in... You don't live there anymore? It's the address that shows on your driver's license.
Where do you live?
Nearby.
Nearby.
The address.
The relevant person?
It is. I'm literally asking you because you're sleeping in your truck right here, and I don't know that you're going to be safe to drive anywhere. So yeah, it's absolutely.
How would I not be safe? So am I safe to drive
what's
to
your
Meadow
address?
Trace, or am I
What's your
safe
address?
to drive to Portland, Oregon?
What's your address?
I don't know what that has to do with it.
It's going to be like this the whole time.
Yeah.
So you can continue to obstruct our
So
investigation.
here's the thing. I can leave you and let you.
comply with your investigation.
You're not required to comply with our investigation.
No, I don't have to assist you.
I mean, you have to answer our questions if we're conducting an investigation.
That's
Otherwise,
exactly.
otherwise you're obstructing our investigation.
Really? Is that how the Fifth Amendment works? The Fourth
Yeah.
Amendment? First Amendment? Is
Do you
that
know
how
your
this one
amendments?
works? I don't think you do.
Okay, so I can put you through a couple of standard field sobriety tests and see if you're good to drive. And if you are, then we'll get out of here and we'll let you drive. Okay, and we won't ask you any more
For
questions.
sitting in a vehicle in private property.
Somebody calling in because they were concerned about you because you were partially on the roadway.
A lot closer to harassment on your part than we are.
We can go to the jail and we can do this in front of a
I mean,
judge.
yeah, I'm not-
and
Sure,
we can have that conversation there.
I mean,
If that's what you want to do,
That's absolutely fine.
want to do that. If I wanted to do that, I would have driven to the
I don't
courthouse
want to
and
do that
asked
either. If I
the
wanted
judge,
to do
I would
that.
have driven to a parking space and figured it out. See the difference there?
There actually is a law against sleeping in public.
Really?
Yeah. It's
So
the
am I
city
in public
ordinance.
or am I on private
If
property?
you're at the park, like you just said,
I didn't say the park.
maybe.
I said a parking space.
public
I'm not on
public access.
public
So,
property.
do you live in these apartments?
Do you?
Do you live in these apartments?
Do you?
No, I don't live in these
Okay.
apartments. Do you? I answered your question. You going to answer
Well,
mine?
You're giving me a ticket for being in the road.
Have I given you a ticket yet?
Investigating? No, because you can't for being in the roadway.
I can't?
That's what you told me. Well, I mean, you could, but
I give you a ticket for I could pick for being in the roadway or loitering because you're on private property that you claim to have no business being at.
well, I'm sure that I could go in front of a judge and argue my case and be fairly successful rather quickly and easily by.
And that's fine. If you want to go and argue your case in court, if you want to go argue your case in court, that's fine. But I'm not going to argue it with you here on the side of the road.
Right.
Okay? So you
You're
can.
going to give me a ticket for being unsafe when I told you exactly what I did, which was.
He's going to conduct a couple
the
of
name of
tests,
safety,
field sobriety
right?
tests. Are you willing to comply
Are you
with
willing?
those
Are you
tests?
willing to comply with some field sobriety tests?
So what are my options then? Go to jail
Are
or
you
do what you tell me
willing
to?
to comply with the field sobriety test?
with
That's the
incarceration?
question.
Threatening you at all?
Nobody threatened you. Nobody
I am
said
here to do
anything
my
under-
job.
So I don't have to. Am I free to go?
No, you are
No, you're not free to go. We're still conducting our investigation. If you allow me to finish conducting my investigation, and you will.
So here's what I don't understand. I'm not refusing.
Okay.
Okay.
So you'll agree
Well, I
to take
don't-
the state's tab?
What I don't understand is what indication that I'm intoxicated I've given.
Despite the weak legal grounds, the officers persisted when Martin declined to answer further questions and refused to participate in a field sobriety test. Officer Bennett claimed he was obstructing the investigation. However, under both state and federal law, citizens are not legally required to answer investigatory questions during a Terry stop unless compelled by statute, subpoena, or court order. The Supreme Court has made clear that refusal to cooperate during a consensual or even investigatory detention does not constitute obstruction. Ultimately, Martin was arrested and charged with being in actual physical control of a vehicle while under the influence.
Is that against the law?
It's uncommon at 3 o'clock in the afternoon for somebody
Okay,
to be asleep behind the wheel of their vehicle,
How many police
not
officers are asleep?
legally parked in a parking space on
You
private
gonna
property.
investigate
Will you comply with the field sobriety test or not?
that? Or what? Oh, I
Yes
remember
or
you
no?
at Flood?
Yes,
I
yes or
remember
no?
You remember me, don't you?
No. Yes or
I bet
no?
You do. Okay. Now I feel like this is harassment. Is there a supervisor available?
He
That's
is
me.
the
I'm the
supervisor.
Where's your supervisor?
He is the supervisor.
I am the
of
supervisor.
We
the
had
shift.
this same conversation. Was that you? Were you there?
I don't believe so. I don't believe I've ever met you before.
I don't even know where I would have met you. It's yes or no? Yes or no?
See, we
Yes or no?
You didn't understand what private property was when you were in an apartment complex. You thought that was public property. Do you remember that now?
Do you live
I
in this
say we
apartment
just-
complex?
No, he doesn't. I'm familiar. So I think we should just go to Mace County Jail.
I'm going to go to the county jail for.
Obstruction at this
Obstruction.
point.
All you want to do is sit and argue.
I'm not arguing.
He
I'm
was
asking you-
intoxicated then.
No, I wasn't.
And that's what I feel like he's intoxicated now. Otherwise, you wouldn't be passed out behind the wheel of his
I
vehicle.
wasn't passed out. I was asleep. That's why I woke up when you knocked. I told you I drove to this parking space to do that. I'd like to speak to a supervisor.
He is
You
the
are
supervisor.
speaking to a
I'd like to
supervisor.
speak to your supervisor.
They're all out right now.
That's weird. That happens every time I want to speak to a supervisor.
There's one
You asked
supervisor
for my
assigned.
supervisor and he's right here.
There's one
It is
supervisor.
supervisor.
There's one
You
supervisor
don't just
assigned
keep
per
it-
shift. Okay, that's me.
Okay. So then, if
At 6 o'clock this afternoon, there will be a different supervisor here.
violating people's laws, and we're just all.
I mean,
That's a conversation you can have with the judge.
you don't have a
if you-
constitutional right to speak to a supervisor anyway. I'm trying to work with you here.
We've tried. We've tried to ask you. You don't have a ticket in your hand.
Okay, so am I free to
You
go?
no. You've
Okay,
been
you're
asked if you
threatening
will
me with
comply.
arrest for sitting in the car, taking a nap. When I told you I'm taking a nap because I'm too tired to drive. Had a little bit further to go, and I was tired, so I pulled over for the nap.
And you won't even tell me
What
how
does it say
far
in the
that is to
Oklahoma
go.
driver's manual to do when you're becoming too tired to drive? It says you should keep on going. Pull over somewhere safe to sleep.
Somewhere safe to sleep? I mean, I don't think
Where
that's.
is somewhere safe?
I mean, legally parked, we could argue that. Even though this isn't.
We've gone over this and over this and over this. You're not even in a parking spot at all.
I'm not in
You're
the
not in a
road.
parking spot.
Not
We
in the
got
road.
called here because of you specifically,
I'm not
in
in
this
the
truck
road.
specifically.
I'm not in the road.
You are in the easement. Look, if you look at that
Not
sign right
against the law to
there,
park in the easement. The easement goes all the way to the center line.
it's
of
still
those
city
locations.
property.
I'm
Let's
done.
Turn around.
Really?
Turn around.
For what?
Yes, turn around.
Dude,
Turn around. We're done. We tried.
you tried what? You tried
To reason with you and you're unreasonable.
reason with me.
It's hard to reason with somebody who's intoxicated anyway, so that makes sense.
Even no indication of being intoxicated.
When we tried to give you the opportunity to show us that you're not intoxicated, and you just want to sit here and argue with us. Like I said, I'm not going to argue with you on the side of the road. We'll just.
You're making 0 sense.
Really? But I'm not. You can't tell me where the road begins and ends. Kidding me, dude? In the middle of moving.
All right, come on.
Whoa, you're gonna push me out in front of the vehicle? Holy. I'm
Yeah.
scared now.
Have a seat right here. Be careful. Don't hit your knee on the computer mount. It hurts pretty bad. I don't disagree with you.
What's the charge?
Obstruction.
Obstruction of what?
Obstructing me in the performance of my duties.
What duty?
I'm trying to perform an investigation here, and you won't answer any of my
I
questions.
answered every question you asked me.
Okay.
What question did I answer?
You didn't answer any of my questions. You just asked more questions and
No,
why
I
I
did
needed
not.
to know, and I
No,
tried to
I did not.
explain it to
answered
you.
all of your questions.
So we'll argue about it in court. That's fine.
We will.
He refused a state-mandated blood test under implied consent laws, which led to potential consequences for his driving privileges. However, on March 31st, 2025, all charges were dismissed at the state's request. The officers demonstrated a poor understanding of constitutional rights and Oklahoma law, turning a non-criminal situation into an unnecessary arrest. But wait for this next case where a corrupt female cop caught on her own body cam. On June 17th, 2024, reporter Mike Norton of Cult News conducted a First Amendment audit outside the Washington Federal Bank in Bremerton, Washington. Standing on a public sidewalk, Norton filmed and photographed the building using a large camera. His actions, though legal, raised concerns among bank clients, leading one to call 911. The caller reported a masked man taking photos of the bank's interior, which prompted a police response.
911, what are you reporting?
It's a non-emergency. I'm at the WaFd Bank here in Bremerton off of 303, and there is a man outside with a mega camera taking photos of the inside the bank.
And I'm so sorry, one more time, the name of the business?
Washington Federal. He's got a mask on.
Is he there right now?
Yep,
He's
he
outside,
certainly
correct?
is. Yes, he is. And he's scoping, using his camera to scope into the bank.
Does he have any weapons with him?
I don't know.
When I get a brief
He's got a-
description, is he white, black, Asian, Hispanic?
He's white. He's got a blue cap on.
How old does he look? I know it's kind of hard with a mask, you can tell.
Maybe 40s, maybe
How
50s.
tall is he?
I can't tell.
That's fine. Is he small, medium, or heavy build?
I don't know. And he's moving around.
Okay, blue cap, blue jacket, anything else?
No, and he just raised the camera.
And again, I want to make sure he's outside of the building, correct?
That's correct.
And I don't want you to do this, but I want to know, did anybody confront him or ask him why he's doing this?
No, I came into the branch and the girls were closing the blinds so that he wasn't able to take pictures. There is one window that's exposed to the north.
Is it like a phone
So-
or is it like a big camera?
It's a big camera.
But what is your role there?
I'm a client of Washington
Oh,
Federal. I was going to make a deposit.
Here, it does look like my partner is working on letting me know. Would you like follow-up
Okay.
contact from law enforcement? You don't have to.
Yes. Do you want the ladies to go ahead and lock the door?
It'll be whatever their policy, whatever's best for them. I can go ahead
Okay.
and put a request to ask law enforcement, but I'm not absolutely certain. But again, you said you did want follow-up contact from law enforcement?
Yes, please.
Were you preferring contact in person there or over the phone?
No, in person.
Okay.
I think somebody needs to come to the branch.
Okay. I just want to make sure, is there a reason why the employees aren't calling?
I don't know.
Okay.
I can't answer that.
That's okay. The individual that's outside, he doesn't look like he's related in any way to the bank, correct?
No.
Okay. Again, if nothing has changed so far, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and let you go so I can make other emergency calls, but if anything changes before they get there, I want you to give us a call back on 911, all right?
I will. Thank you.
No problem. I'll let you go.
Norton remained calm and polite throughout, explaining to officers that he was simply exercising his right to record in public. Despite his lawful behavior, the responding officers, particularly Deputy Dominguez, approached the situation with suspicion. Dominguez appeared rattled and falsely accused Norton of intruding on her personal space and aggressively pointing his camera at her. Bodycam footage later revealed Norton had remained stationary and respectful of space, while Dominguez repeatedly moved closer to him. Officers discussed issuing a trespass notice to Norton even though he never stepped onto bank property. Under Washington law, private property owners have the right to exclude individuals, and a trespass warning is legally enforceable if the person later enters the property. Dominguez's actions drew criticism for misunderstanding both the First Amendment and Washington's Stop and ID laws.
Well, if it's scary for the people inside,
Do you not believe it's concerning if you're outside photographing a bank?
I'll tell you, when
Do you
people
not
are,
think that's suspicious, sir?
when I do not actually.
Okay.
When people find things scary, I know fear makes people do strange things. For example, if I was afraid of somebody outside, I wouldn't send a woman out by herself, feet from the man, to confront him. I would, I'd stay inside, first of all. So a gal came outside and was talking to me. She didn't seem scared at all. And if she was scared, she had a funny way of showing it.
Was she an employee?
Yeah, I believe she was, yes.
Okay, well, so who called us was not an employee.
I have no control over that. So somebody called you and they said, there's a man outside taking photographs.
Of the bank.
Okay, are you under the impression that that's illegal?
What was that?
You're not under the impression that that is a crime, are you?
No, I'm saying it's suspicious bebehavior
Got it.
that you're standing out front of the bank.
Well, there's 10,000 reasons why somebody might be standing outside of a bank recording.
Okay.
And I'll be frank with you, to address...
Do you have any ID on you, sir?
Sure, but
Okay.
I'm not a big fan of that, though.
Do you mind handing it to me?
I do, actually, because I'm not a big fan of forfeiting my Fourth Amendment rights to placate the personal curiosity of yourself or somebody inside of a
It's
bank.
not of myself.
No.
I didn't just pass along and see you standing here recording
Yeah,
and choose to
it's okay.
stop you.
I'm gonna...
You were the subject of a radio call. There's a difference there.
It's not a crime.
I'm just telling you.
All right, I'm telling you, it's
okay,
not a crime.
but I
So-
can still identify who you are. Don't
I'm not.
take my picture.
Are you serious?
Do not take my picture.
Are you serious? I'm taking
Yeah, I'm
32 frames per
absolutely
second.
serious.
Whoa,
Yep.
whoa, stay away from me. Hey. I will take your picture. It's perfectly legal. Boom, boom, boom. There you go. There you go.
Fingerprint officer, supervisor available. The subject here is uncooperative and refusing to answer any statements.
Also back up for them taking your photo. Is that what you're doing? No crime is being committed here.
I walked away
Dominguez.
now. He's
I
continuing
would
to follow
suggest-
me. Don't come any closer. Hey, I'm letting you know, don't come any closer. You can stay right there if you want to
I'm on a
continue to
public
record.
sidewalk. I have
If
every
you
right
want to
to walk
continue to
up this-
record, you can stay
I
over
have every
there.
right to walk up this sidewalk.
But
ma'am.
don't come any closer.
I'm walking up the sidewalk.
Okay, continue to walk up the sidewalk.
Now I'm watching you. Clearly.
This way, the subject.
Don't take this the wrong way, but you been drinking today?
Have I been
Have you
drinking?
been drinking today?
Washington is not a stop-and-ID state, meaning individuals are not required to show identification unless lawfully arrested. Norton, aware of his rights, refused to show ID without escalation. He later obtained and shared the Bodycam footage, highlighting discrepancies between Dominguez's account and what actually occurred. Although Dominguez did not detain, arrest, or physically escalate the situation, her approach reflected poor training and an overreach of authority. Norton received praise for remaining calm, legally sound, and tactically aware throughout the audit. His actions were entirely within the scope of the law, as he never interfered with bank operations, made threats, or acted disorderly.
Are you serious? I'm taking 32 frames per second.
serious.
Whoa,
Yep.
whoa, stay away from me. Hey.
And he was like, I can't walk on the sidewalk. And I told him, yeah, you can walk on the sidewalk, stay on the sidewalk then.
So, if the bank just wants him to trespass and he's going to refuse to identify himself, then just fill out a trespass form and take a picture of him, and then that's it. Just verbally tell him, hey, you're not allowed back here, you're not for a year or whatever, and you can come back and be trespassing, and that's about it. But he can stand on the sidewalk on public property and record as much as he wants. So.
Yeah. He was like, I don't know why they'd send a woman out here to confront me if I'm so scary. And I was like, well, the employees didn't call us. It was someone else. I don't know. He was being very...
So who wants him trespass then? The employees?
The bank. They said that they are concerned.
So if I were you, I'd just, do you have any of those trespass forms?
Yeah, I'm going to have Mooney print one and then fill it out.
Just print it and start filling it out, and we'll just hang out. So I'll pull over here. And
Yeah,
we'll
thanks.
Print two so you can keep one and hand it one to him.
Yeah.
Because he's not going to...
Yeah,
I mean, he
he's
might
not gonna
want
sign
one,
it.
honestly. So.
Technically speaking. Hey, what's up, buddy? Well, I think it's a first. I'm gonna go and mute here.
Are we all good? You guys set Dominguez straight? She seemed real scared.
Yeah, he's being.
Here.
He's out screaming at me now, so. Yeah.
I don't want to leave in the middle of like a police investigation. I have to make sure we're all good. Dominguez seemed really scared.
Saying that Dominguez is really scared.
I just want to make sure you guys are good. Just know I'm just a guy out taking pictures.
Just a guy out here taking pictures is what he's saying. I think the plan is we're going to issue him a trespass notice, and whether he takes it or not, he's not supposed to come into the bank. And we'll have him on camera, or be on the bank or bank property. He's on the sidewalk now. Yeah, so we'll hand him the trespass notice. If he wants to sign it, he can sign it. If not, we'll just hand it to him and I'll be done with it. It doesn't matter if you accept it or not. If we have your image, if you come onto the property, you'll be arrested for trespass. The camera right in her face, like encroaching on her personal space. I would agree, but that I wasn't there, I don't know.
So it seems Deputy Dominguez, the fragile little snowflake that she is, she got really scared when I started aiming the camera at her, which is really weird because I'd been recording her 32 frames per second from the minute she approached me. So I can't make heads or tails out of that. The camera scared her. I got this guy here. I don't know who this fellow is. And we've got this one here. And then there's another fellow over here. I think they're just trying to double check and verify that the First Amendment hasn't been rescinded yet.
All right, well, he's videotaping me as I'm walking around my cell phone, so I'm gonna get off. All right, so the game plan, as I understand it, Tommy's gonna issue him trespass notice and tell him he's trespassed. I don't think we need to go up and force to do that. Somebody with Dominguez would be fine.
I don't care, I can go up there.
Should see what car he's in.
I'm sure he's walking.
You want me or my trainee?
Well, I wrote you down.
Okay.
I don't want any.
Yeah.
He's little. He walked out that way somewhere. Okay.
Like, am I free to go? And I was like, well, man, you haven't committed a crime. You're not being detained. So.
He was videotaping from inside.
Oh, from inside?
He's videotaping from the window inside, so we'll go this way in case we see him.
I don't think you can't come up this way without getting on.
All right, let's go just talk to him. We don't need to go in force. I'll go with Dominguez. Gotta sit tight.
They got all the windows blocked successfully. There you go.
While filming a bank may raise eyebrows due to heightened post-9/11 sensitivities, it is not illegal. The incident underscores how misunderstandings of civil rights by law enforcement can erode public trust and potentially lead to legal liability. However, in this next case, principal stands up to cops to protect her students. On March 17, 2025, a safety and security officer at Ridge View Middle School in Columbus, Ohio, contacted the Columbus Division of Police regarding a possible bomb threat. However, school officials had already investigated the claim and determined it to be non-credible. The student involved admitted he made the threat out of anger over a classroom change. School leaders informed the police that they did not wish to pursue charges and considered the matter closed. When officers arrived, the student had already been released to a parent and there was no ongoing emergency. Despite this, Officer Keith Connor insisted on immediate access to the building, challenging the authority of the school's administration. Principal James, following school district protocol, asked Officer Connor to wait for the school's safety officer before entering. Officer Connor argued that the Columbus police had authority over school security and should not be required to wait.
Those guests you were expecting to have arrived. No, that's locked. You gotta wait till he comes and gets you, sir.
What?
You have to wait till he comes and gets you, sir.
I'm here on official police business.
I get that. I just radio for the safety security. You just have to wait for him to come in here to pick you up. Okay? Okay. Thank you.
Well,
I'm just saying. That
How-
I'm just
how-
going by the rules that
What
I've
rule?
been instructed. This radio for
I
him
thought
to come and
the-
get you.
have-
and he's
Has your union, teachers union, and the lawyers
I'm not
spoke
a
with you?
teachers union, so
Huh?
I'm not a
Have they
teacher.
spoke with you?
No.
We're here
I'm
on
not a
official
teacher.
police business.
I get that, but safety security is on their way to come and get you.
Okay, we have authority over safety
Oh,
and
okay.
security. Do you understand that?
Well, I
We're
have
Columbus
I have
Police.
authority over my principal. You not over my principal to me. So she tells me for you guys to wait. You're not the first one to go through this. And I'm not trying to be combative, but he told me to let you know, let him know when you got here. He's going to let you know. And I
Okay.
just radioed him. He's coming to get you. Okay?
Okay, well-
I'm just telling you what I go through.
Okay,
Okay.
but did the union and the
I'm not
lawyers
either.
speak with? Did they speak with you?
I'm no.
They have not.
And I'm not in the teachers union, so no, they wouldn't speak with me.
Okay, well, when we're here on official police business,
Well,
we are
talk
over
to
safety and
I will
security.
talk to legal about that in just a second. I will email them and ask them.
I will call.
So I'm just
This-
going
this-
by what I know that I've been told by my principal.
So if a teacher's being beat up, I have to ask you to let me through the door. Is that what you're saying?
No, I need Mr. Howell in my office ASAP, please.
So if a teacher's getting beat up, I have to go through you to get to that teacher. That's what you're
Mr.
saying.
Howell.
So
I'm
yeah,
just
this
telling
is.
you what I was told. He told
So
me.
if they have an emergency here, she has to decide if it's a big enough emergency.
Talk to them and let them know what they need to do. Are you taking them out that way? Or are you taking them out? What's going on?
I'll put them in the conference room for right now.
Thank you, please.
Hey,
Take them out of my office, please.
I was trying to explain to her that the Columbus police are, she said we have to wait for safety and security. Columbus police are over safety and security. If there's an emergency here, I don't need to explain to her, I need to get in here and get in here now instead of go through this. What?
Not according to the district rules that they give us.
Now,
There's an active shooter, we have to
so,
sit here and wait.
yeah, so if you have a shooting,
But see, if that
she's
was
gonna
an
sit
active
here and determine to let us in. That's not acceptable.
No, it was an active shooter, but anything else, if it's not an active
This is not acceptable at all.
Can you step back over here? 'Cause I just heard a lot of
Okay.
chaos. and I was in a meeting, so I know, Mr. Howell, come on back over here, please.
Thi-
The door, please.
So, what I'm going to do is get back a hold again with the teachers union. I'm going to get a hold of legal
What
because
does the teachers union have to do with this?
it seems like they're some of the only people that have pull. If we have an emergency at the school, I should not have I should not have to explain to this woman why I'm here. I don't come here for party time. I come here on official police business. This is a game we've been playing for years. This is a game we no longer want to play with you. You should be welcoming us. You called us.
We did call.
If you don't want me here, and if you want me to beg you to get through that door, don't call me.
Okay, well, I'm not really sure all that happened, but
it's all on recorded on Bodycam.
Well, but I just came over here because I heard some noise going on. I heard my secretary having to argue or whatever was going on. What I do know is, and I want to make sure this is on camera too, we felt a lot of disrespect by some of the members of the Columbus Police Department, including yourself, sir. What just transpired here, I do not know, but we definitely did call you today.
How did we disrespect you?
Oh, at one point in time, one of your colleagues, and just even your demeanor right now, your demeanor is off. So we did call you
because I'm
today.
not into playing games.
Well, I'm not into playing games either, sir. But we are going to follow the district protocols and so forth and so on. Today you were called because a scholar made this threat, which he said he was just playing. So Mr. Howe contacted you, and so now you are here. Miss Nash was doing her job. I don't know if she knew you were coming or not. I don't know what transpired. I did.
Okay, if she knows we're coming here for a reason, I should not have to beg and plead.
No, don't argue. Don't argue.
So Mr. Howe asked me, he said, when CPD is here, let me know. And as soon as I saw them on the camera, I called for him and said, your guests have arrived. If there was a situation would have been warranted that it was immediate or whatever, I would have been told, because I'm the first point of contact. But that wasn't the case. The case was, when they get here, let me know. And that's what I did. But then I get combative because, I need to go through, blah, blah, blah. That type of situation.
Well, then the other caveat, too, that we've been told from our district is that the police can't just go all over the building and do whatever you want to do. That has been established too. Now, if it was an active shooter, that's something totally different, but that's not what's going on right now. But there are rules and protocols.
So if a teacher's being assaulted.
However, Ohio law, specifically section 3313.20 of the Ohio Revised Code, grants school boards control over access to school property. Courts have upheld that school officials can regulate the presence of non-employees, including police, unless an emergency exists. Since the threat was already resolved and there was no imminent danger, police were legally required to follow school procedures. During the encounter, captured on body camera, Officer Connor displayed a hostile and condescending attitude. He repeatedly attempted to bypass protocol and pressured Principal James, even invoking the teachers' union in what appeared to be a veiled threat.
So there was a breakdown on that too, which Mr. Howell and I discussed as well. But the assault had already taken place. But nonetheless, the teachers called, so they were the ones who made the phone call. And then they had already given information over the phone as to the scholar. Now, it gets back to me that allegedly I stopped information or whatever.
Yes.
That's not true, sir. You and I only talked once. When I came
You
out
said
of
I
my
will not
office
provide
door,
that student's
no, I did
information.
not. You asked me, was he
ma'am.
going to be suspended? I said, I cannot share that information with you, and walked away. That was the only conversation you and I had on that day.
In the last 2 years, I know you have refused to provide
Because we
student
follow the
information.
district protocol.
But that's not your
Yeah,
protocol.
we have
Now, are you
some
to give me that
protocol.
student's information now?
It depends on what the situation is.
Are you to get if
It
in an
depends
assault?
on what the situation is.
If those
Not
teachers
for
are-
me, the teachers are to give that. They were
No,
the ones who called.
you are the principal
No,
of
that's
this
not
building.
how it works. They were the ones who called. You had the conversation with them, pressing the charges or the assault charges or whatever the case might be. That was not Natalie James or Ridgeview Middle School. They had that conversation with you. So that was over there. You and I only talked briefly when I stepped out my office. So
You've constantly said refused information. Are you denying that?
I followed district protocol.
Okay.
The only reason why I came out because there was something going on
Okay.
in the office and I stepped over here.
Okay, I will
because
get with the
there was
attorneys.
there's some arguing going on over here with my secretary. We have safety and security for a reason. I personally do not feel comfortable even speaking with you, to be quite honest,
don't.
because of the way that, because I believe that you do not even have my safety in mind. So I'm just being very clear.
Okay, and
So-
as an administrator, can I give you my feeling? For some reason, you don't like the police, and you want to make things so difficult for us that we don't want to come to your school. And listen, I listened to you, did I not?
You did.
You are, and I don't know what in your life happened that you hate us so much that you don't want to cooperate. But the teachers union, and I've talked with them.
I'm gonna pause you because it's not going to be back and forth. I don't have any hate towards the police or anything like that. There are some who come in over to Ridgeview who are just fine, but all of this and escalatedness and so forth and so on, I do not feel safe. I don't feel comfortable. But because I'm the building principal, and I heard what was going on, then I came on.
You don't feel safe right now.
I do not.
Okay, well then why don't you go back to your office and hide in safety?
So, Mr. Howe, did you provide him with the information?
I'm going to walk out and give it to you.
Okay.
Can I go and give you?
Yeah, just give me the top half, and that's fine. I need name, date of birth, and his contact information.
Yeah, and then, like I said,
and that's what we had not been provided in the past. So that's actually a benefit for us today.
Because we were the ones who called the school. We called from our end.
Well, you haven't been willing to do that before. So now there has been some changes. There has been some changes. And you've been forced to give us some information that we've needed.
Been following the rules.
You never have. This is a first for you. I'm impressed.
May I have your badge?
It's Officer Connor, badge 1300.
Principal James remained calm and professional, prioritizing student safety and maintaining order. Officer was charged with misuse of authority, unprofessional conduct, and disregard of school policies. If you thought that was bad, this is because you didn't know about this case, where cops helped bondsman raid a 6-year-old's birthday party. On November 26, 2024, officers from the Jacksonville Police Department in Arkansas accompanied bail bondsman Kevin Caldwell of City Bail Bonds and his team to arrest David Turney and Amanda Perkins. Turney had failed to appear in court for 2 felony charges after City Bail Bonds posted a $20,000 bond for his release. A forfeiture hearing was set for December 12, 2024, risking financial loss for the bond company. Perkins had also missed a court date for misdemeanor charges, but no bond had been posted for her. The bondsman tracked the pair to room 226 at a Super 8 motel. However, despite being informed multiple times by a hotel clerk that Turney and Perkins were in room 226, the bondsman forcefully entered room 229, which was occupied by an unrelated family celebrating a child's birthday. Inside room 229, the bail agents ordered the innocent occupants to the ground, handcuffed a man, and frightened children, clearly without any legal authority to do so.
Up there, I guess one dude's known. What room is it? It's the one on the other side upstairs. All right. I guess dude's known to always have a gun on him. So. Oh, good.
What's up, Sarge?
Hey, what's up, man?
229, top right. David Turney, always got a weapon, and Mandy Burton, Amanda Perkins, or Trixie, and she's got warrants also.
She's advertising, huh?
Yeah. No blonde.
Okay, that's not who I thought it was. There's a girl around here that runs around with the name of Trixie. She's cute, so it's not her. That's what we need.
The great equalizer. You got your job, right? You going right here to the next stairwell. Nobody gets down.
Stand back and let them handle business. In case they call for us to intervene, we don't kick doors in, we don't arrest, we don't do none of that. Okay? Yeah, they already got the keys and all that already. So even if they say, we need you to keep this door in, we don't do that. They said that they're going to keep it in.
Davis! On the ground! On the ground! I will blow your the other side of this place. Hold the ground!
Baby, this is
Where's the guy?
It's my daughter's birthday, dude. Please.
Just stay right there.
Please. It's okay, guys. It's okay, baby. It's your birthday. I'm so sorry, baby. Y'all, I'm so sorry. You hear me, baby?
What'd I do?
Bugaloo. I'm so sorry. You hear me? It's okay, baby. Y'all, we're okay. Guys, we are okay.
Man, I tell when he,
Bubby.
let me see his tattoo.
Hold me. I don't know, baby. Hold me. Hold me. I love y'all so much. Do you know how much I love you? Hey, look at me. Look at me. Do you know how much I love you? You do, don't you? I love you so much.
Y'all want to come outside?
Hey, can I get them jackets and stuff, please?
What's your name? Just step out right quick. Where's your jacket at?
Hold on. Stand up, baby.
Here.
Yeah, thank you.
Go, just take
Scared the
that.
bejeebies out of me, dude.
Just wrap them up, keep them warm.
Let me hug you.
I just got woke up.
What's your name? You got ID?
Calm down. That's the right thing. Yes, sir.
Where's Amanda Burton?
Is that who y'all looking for?
The room's registered to Mandy Burton.
I thought that was 226. No.
226.
I think so.
Calm down, baby.
They got this room rented under their name too. Yes.
No, this ain't even my room. I just got woke up and found her because she was crying. The little girl was crying. That's that bitch.
Yeah, she's in 226.
Is that the...
She's got this room rented.
Baby, breathe.
Hey,
You're okay. They're
take
gonna
his
do the right
handcuffs
thing.
off, move to 226.
They're gonna do the right thing.
Where does key come?
Baby.
This key?
Baby.
What's that?
It's good enough
Is that yours?
calm
Yeah.
down.
Okay, give me the key.
Stand up.
It's baby. They're gonna do the right thing. Quit. He's taking care of it. Chill out.
Don't touch.
Yes, sir.
Y'all are in the wrong room under the wrong name.
Yes, sir.
My room's downstairs.
I'm downstairs.
You're gonna sit down right there, right now.
Yes, sir. Baby, calm down. Sit.
Sit down.
He's doing the right thing. Sit. Sit.
You're not in trouble. I just don't need you.
Yes, sir.
Put
He
your
don't want you
phone away
accidentally
from
hit, shot, nothing.
Go.
Just quit.
Don't touch.
Yes, sir.
226.
Baby, you okay?
226.
Let him do his thing. Let him do his business.
On the ground. On the ground. That's him. Hands behind your back. What's your name?
David Turner. Where's Amanda?
On the ground. Hurry. 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 To the side. Knees to your chest. That's it. Knees to your chest.
Wash your hands.
Tighten you up. Yep. Where's the gun?
On your knees.
You're known to have a gun every
All the way
fucking
down.
time, so.
Hands behind your back. Palms together like you're praying. These are hinged cuffs. The more you move, the tighter they get. Me and you're fixing to stand up. Here we go. Pull your knees up. All the way. What's this?
Look.
You got anything you don't need to go into the jail with? You got anything, you're going to be charged with felony. Are these ones you're familiar with, boss? Pick that up and put it back. Stand right here. Oops, sorry. I don't want to tear up the shit. Y'all want to look, make sure there's nothing that needs to be here? Because you know he's fixing to throw it all in the dumpster.
Especially the gun. That's something I have to worry about.
Yeah, you're going to jail. Yeah, you got warrants. He's got felony warrants. You got warrants. Yeah. Until you got caught with him. Damn, he's got like shields everywhere, dude.
You sure you have a flashlight?
It's not mine.
That's mine.
I was excited. I was like, wait a minute. Why have they got a nice flashlight?
Go ahead. Last name Bradley.
First initial name for Matthew, date of birth 3/17 of 85.
He had that gun, he'd have it handy.
Yeah.
He'd have it under a pillow or so. I checked those. I checked these, only thing I found was one of the torches.
What is all this right here, bro? Well, that's... I know, but I'm looking at this like, what else?
After this mistaken entry, they proceeded to arrest Turney and Perkins from the correct room. Jacksonville police officers, present as backup, did not intervene during the illegal entry, nor did they stop the bail agents. After the arrests, the officers conducted an unconstitutional search of bags and drawers in the motel room, violating Fourth Amendment protections as established in landmark Supreme Court cases such as Chimel v. California and Stoner v. California. Turney later pleaded guilty to possession of a controlled substance and unlawful possession of a firearm, receiving 5 years probation and 115 days of jail credit. Perkins failed to appear for several court dates, and on January 4th, 2025, she was additionally charged with theft in an unrelated incident. She remains wanted as of now. The innocent family affected by the mistaken raid has filed complaints with the prosecutor's office and is pursuing a civil lawsuit against both city bail bonds and the Jacksonville Police Department. But hold on your seats because this next case is more shocking than the others. On November 6, 2021, journalists David Toulis and Christopher Sapp attempted to cover a meeting of the Tennessee Municipal Judges Conference at the Embassy Suites in Franklin, Tennessee. They were informed the meeting was closed and asked to leave. When they refused, police were called. The interaction, captured on Officer William Orange's body camera, showed the journalists asserting a constitutional right to attend under Article 1, Section 19 of the Tennessee Constitution, which protects press access to proceedings of government branches. However, the conference was an educational seminar, not a public judicial proceeding. According to Tennessee law and precedent, educational gatherings, even when funded by public dollars, do not require public access. Toulis, supported by political candidate John Gentry, argued the conference was taxpayer-funded and therefore public.
So we have is we got somebody in there that doesn't belong in there. So we need them removed. But as I understand it, the hotel has to tell you that because they're on their private property. Is that correct?
I would need to check on that. I mean, you guys are running the conference?
Yes. Okay. Yes. So, but there is a gentleman in there that needs to come out.
He's refusing to leave?
Yes. And then these guys out here are trying to tie everything up that it should be an open meeting, which it is not.
Okay.
So.
All right. And what's the question?
What's that?
What's the question?
Well, they're not letting the press in here, and the Tennessee Constitution, Article 1, Section 19, it says that the printing press is free to every citizen to examine the proceedings of any branch or officer. And so, we've got the administrative office of courts here controlling entry, and so this is a proceeding of a branch of government. And they're acting unlawfully by preventing the press from going in. So I'm just here watching that. I was hopeful that they were going to be allowed in there. They're talking. They're conducting business in there.
1 second. What's that? Sir, you've been asked to. You're not allowed inside. Okay?
I'm a member of the press.
I understand that, but there's also sides of a public meeting. It's not a public meeting.
Public meeting. That's right. It's a public meeting. It's a public meeting. Thank you, officer. That is correct.
That's fine.
And it is a public meeting, and we're paying for it by taxes.
Okay. Well, they have stipulations stating that you have to be invited.
Yeah, but stipulations don't overwhelm the constitutional right in Article 19.
No problem. You'll have your chance to address that later, but as of right now, they do have a sign up saying that it is a closed meeting.
They've got the administrative office of courts here. That makes it, it's public. It's a proceeding.
Okay. Well, I don't know what capacity they're here under. I don't know if it's.
I mean, you
They're
should,
judges, yes.
okay, you should be concerned as a citizen, you know, that we've got a branch of government acting without transparency. My name is John Gentry. I'm a candidate for governor, and you know, the press just asked me to come down and witness this today. What's going on? A large part of my platform is reforming corruption in the judiciary. You get to be a
I
judge.
don't know, man. All I see, you know, and believe me, I'm just walking up here. I don't want to step on anybody's rights. But I see a sign posted right here, only conference members and staff permitted in the session. So,
And so you should be extremely concerned as a citizen of this state that you've got a branch of government acting without transparency. And I would say, you know, are they doing something wrong? Like, why would you not want the press in there?
not allowed in? What's that? Are you the only person they're not allowed in?
I'm not trying to get in. I'm a candidate for governor of the state of Tennessee, and I'm a
So
large part
they're
of
not
my
telling
work.
you to stay out?
No, I'm not.
So then why? Who are we talking to that said they said get out?
Press.
Okay, all right.
I'm with Nuka Radio in Chattanooga.
Okay.
Officer Jake Carson is at the town of Franklin.
Yeah, I know. This lady in the mustard color behind us, the trooper asked when we got here if she was alerted by her supervisor if we could get someone from the hotel to say, hey, they're not welcome. And I brought that up to them. At the time, they said they weren't comfortable with that. And again, see a sign, only conference members and staff permitted sessions.
Well, who is renting it? Do you know?
I don't know. I would assume the girl working extra
Apparently
job.
there's still somebody inside, correct?
I don't know.
Did you go and check to see if...
I talked with them at the front desk. They said, no, we're not comfortable with telling anybody they're not allowed to be here.
Okay.
But they're not allowed to be in here. If it's a closed session?
I assume if I was renting a hall for my birthday party and someone came in and said, hey, no, you're not invited to my party. But, man, you start getting in the press and, man, I don't know.
But he didn't want in there.
Not the governor.
Right.
The guy's running
the guy
press,
filming.
and supposedly there's still a guy in there that they want removed.
Well, that's what I think troopers for.
You want to talk to her?
Yeah. So is there still somebody in there that you want moved? Okay. What is he? Or this person?
The press.
There's a member of the press?
Yes.
Who rented this? Who held this? Do we know?
That I do not know. I'm
Because
in
the hotel
AOC,
was giving us the thing of the they don't want to get involved in it. So it's
I
one of those.
I would think the AOC reserved rooms in this
would
room
be one would think.
on behalf of the conference.
So this other person that's in here, he's with the press.
Yes.
Is he causing a ruckus, or is he? Do you know? Is he
He's just sitting right here in the back.
He's running his pencil? Running his pencil. I like that. When you said one. Okay. Have you asked him to leave?
Repeatedly.
And he says no.
But they're not gonna further their discussion in there with the non-members.
Right. So let's say non-member. I'm trying to think if it would be trespassing.
No, it can't be trespassing.
Yeah, I know
because this there's been an easement. This is a government operation right now. It's a government property, effectively by
It would
easement.
only be if the hotel said that.
Yeah, and the hotel says they don't want to get involved.
Right.
So then it gets into a private property issue when it comes to the hotel.
Right.
We've asked this guy to leave. As THB, we've asked him to leave, and he refuses to leave.
Correct.
On the basis of it being members only type thing?
Correct.
He's there under Article 1, Section 19 of the Constitution, freedom of the press.
Right.
Also, the Open Meetings Act, which says no government business shall be done in secret. And that's what's happening here. It's being done in secret. And this cannot stand. It simply cannot stand. It's not proper.
I'm wondering why they chose a public venue like this instead of like the Capitol to do something.
Well, I mean, it's just
Now,
it's a conference for the members that
yeah.
are a part of the conference.
Yeah, I got you.
Despite repeated requests by hotel staff and police to leave, Toulis remained seated, ultimately resulting in his arrest for criminal trespassing under Tennessee Code Section 39-14-405, which prohibits remaining on property without the owner's consent. He also passively resisted arrest, forcing officers to call EMS and remove him on a gurney. Toulis was later charged with criminal trespassing, but on December 14, 2021, the case was dismissed after a judge ruled there was no probable cause.
The conference to please leave the conference room. That's what you need us to do.
Is there a registration needed for this conference?
Yes.
And it's a private conference, dues have to be paid.
If y'all will show me who we
I'm going to direct you to them because I have not seen this person. Let me. Sir,
I'm David Chulis. We'll move around.
Sir.
Have you got, did you comply with Rule 30? You give a notice? If you can't, you've got to listen. This is not a judicial. It is. It's a judicial proceeding.
I have a right to be here. This is a judicial proceeding. I'll turn off my camera, but I have a right to be here. If this man is correct, it's a judicial proceeding, then I have a right to be here because the courts are open in Tennessee.
Okay.
Which is it?
Well, they have told you that you're not allowed to be here, so I'm going based on what they're saying.
Okay.
Sir.
No, you're not going up there.
You need to step outside in the hallway.
I'm here to cover.
I understand, and I've noted.
Management has asked you to leave, so it's time to leave.
I'm here. I'm David Tulis.
I know who you are, David. And you're
radio.
not a member of this conference.
No, but this
and
is
they
a
have
public
asked you to
event
leave.
paid for by taxpayers. I don't want to hear it. And it is I'm here under Article 1, Section 19 of the Constitution.
Duly noted, please. Step into the hallway.
Here's my right.
Okay.
I have a right to be here, just as these people are who have to be here by duty. They're here by duty. They have to be here under the statute. And I have a right to be here, and I'm here volunteering myself in because I'm covering this event.
This is a public meeting.
It's not a public meeting. It's our private. If I could please.
I understand that.
But if we could step out, I'd be happy to continue to talk to you.
You are an agent of the state. This is a public meeting. I have a constitutionally secured right to
I
be
was going to
here.
ask you to walk out. We'll continue this conversation outside. But right now, they have rented this room.
I understand
They
that.
have the right to have anyone with a badge on.
Sir,
no,
If you don't have a badge, I'm going to have to ask you to leave the room.
I understand that, and what I'm explaining to you is this is a public meeting, and I have a constitution. The state cannot meet behind closed doors. I don't have to have a badge for the conference.
There were dues, there were registrations paid to attend this conference. You did not pay to attend this conference. I need to ask you.
I'm a member of the press.
If the director of this says it's a paid conference, you have to be registered to be here at the conference, and you're not invited, whether you're president or president. I'm going by what they say. I know you say a constitutional right, I know, but then they say, well, no, you have to be a registered.
Can I show you the law? I mean,
You have it on you?
Yep.
I absolutely do.
Let's sit back here and look at it.
I'd like to stay here to look at it. If it's just simply an educational meeting, I don't understand.
I don't know what it means about. I don't know anything about what's going on.
With their corporate office.
They are
going to trespass you to leave.
So we're
That's very
gonna ask you
convenient that you can. The conference can put this on the hotel. The corporation now is liable for this action. I don't think that's proper. Well, is there a judge going to say that this needs to be a conference? The conference needs to trespass me. That needs to be what happens. Okay. Well, the conference needs to trespass me if that's what's happening. It's not happening.
Yes, it is.
I'm not a trespasser. I'm here as a member of the press. This is a public function paid for by taxpayers. I have a right to be here.
You're going
I'm
to
not
take
leaving.
that up?
No, I'm not taking it up anywhere.
Yes, you are going to leave.
No.
Mr. Tulis, please stand up.
No.
Jeff, come on in here. We're just going to get this.
Okay, then at this point you're under arrest. Stand up.
Okay. No.
Stand up.
No.
Stand up for me, please. Don't make a scene in here, please.
No, sir. I'm not going to stand up. You have to turn.
We will.
Okay.
Stand up, Mr. Tulis. Mr. Tulis, please stand up.
Is this for you? Look, I have the strength to report the news.
Don't resist arrest. Okay, then stand up and makes it easier.
Make it easier. Okay.
Would you like us to get
I have
EMS here so that you can...
I have strength for all kinds of things.
Okay, well,
but I
stand
don't
up.
have strength to assist you in violating my rights to be here. I have a right to be here, and I do not have the strength to stand up to help you do that. I'm not going to cooperate, okay?
Mr. Tulis, I'm going to ask you one more time, okay?
I don't have
If
the
you
strength to do that.
I understand that.
I
I'm
don't
going to
have
call
the strength-
EMS here to have you wheeled out. Is that okay?
Please
Or
do
would you
that
like to
because-
walk out on your own?
No, I have a hernia. Please, I do not have the strength to cooperate in my unlawful arrest.
Okay.
I'm a member of the press. This is a public event, and you're going to let me be kidnapped by these officers without warrant. You have a duty.
No, because right now it's trespassing.
No, it's not trespassing. This is a public venue. This is the easement of this event. It makes this not a private place. Your Honor, this is a secret event. I'm trying to cover it. Judge Bean, I'm trying to cover this event. Why is it a secret?
On November 9, 2022, Toulis filed a federal civil rights lawsuit seeking $3 million in damages. However, the court dismissed the suit on April 28, 2023, as it was filed 3 days after the one-year statute of limitations. Toulis's belief that mailing the complaint on November 5th met the deadline was rejected by the court. The Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals affirmed the dismissal on August 19, 2024. In the aftermath, the Tennessee Supreme Court's Administrative Office of the Courts enacted Policy 3.04, effective February 1, 2022, formally closing all judicial conferences to the public. Ironically, Toulis's protest contributed to stricter access policies rather than transparency. His charge was ultimately dismissed, but his efforts failed to change policy and instead led to greater institutional secrecy. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon for more interesting videos like this.